Hello there guys, and welcome back to another episode of our car modeling tutorial. And today in this episode I think we'll continue to work our way down the car. I'm fairly sure that I'm done for the front in the meantime. It's looking pretty good just now. We'll obviously add a lot more to it when it comes to dividing things up and adding in the details and things like that. So we'll get back on that pretty soon, but for now what I think we are going to do is we'll maybe do the windscreen. We could maybe do the door handle. Let's actually do the door handle first, see if we've got time to do this. On a lot of modern cars these kind of alcove in. There's a few ways to do them. I've always done them the same way, so I'll probably just do it that way again. Let's see, so we're looking like we're roughly in the center of this portion, a bit higher than that main line that goes along there. So what I'm going to do is let's create a new sphere. This is what we're going to use to kind of give us that curve. Let's take the details on this down though. Let's see, 6 and 6. I think 6 and 6 will be okay. 2. Let's see what 5 gives us. 7. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll do 6 and 8 because we want to have that straight line going down this middle section here. So let's do that. Let's now grab the faces here, and I'm going to delete all of this half, leaving just that one half over there. I'm thinking maybe 6. Let's actually dial that back. Let's maybe go 4. Yeah, so we're going to go 4 on the subdivision height and 8 on the subdivision axis. And let's take those down. It's been a while since I've made a car, so let's see. So let's scale this down. And we're going to scale it down. We're going to look at it in this side view here, and we want to kind of emulate the shape that we have. So let's maybe give it a squish with our scale tool, and let's maybe squish it down on the top because it's almost diamond shape. Something like that. Because what we're wanting is we're wanting that nice spherical inside, and we don't want it to be that deep though. So let's maybe take it something like that. Okay, I think that's looking good. So now what we want to do is we want to kind of bring this in here to the car, but we want to do it really nice and tidy. Let's first select all the faces here, and we'll go to mesh display and reverse, because we want all those normals facing out the way here. And let's push this back. Now what we really want to do at this point here is we don't want to disturb what we've already got. We want that to be roughly the same. So let's rotate this around and drop it in side here. And we just want to get it to the best orientation as we can to match what we have for our existing geometry here. Okay, that's looking okay. That's looking quite good. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want now to link all these portions together. So let's delete the face that we have inside here. I'm going to select these two objects here, and let's go to mesh and combine. And now realistically what we want to do is think about the geometry that we have. So we want to add maybe a line up here for the door, and we'll want to maybe add a line down here as well, which looks pretty good. And what we're going to want to do is let's start to just do some basic extrusions here. So I'm going to grab this edge, I'm going to hit Control E, we'll pull this down, and I'm going to want to target weld these together. So we're going to bring that one down here, we'll take that over into this corner there. It's looking okay. And let's do the same with a bunch of these edges here. Let's take those out. And again, we're going to target weld a bunch of these. So let's go there and there, there and there. So we're going to go something like that. That's looking quite nice. And let's add a bit more geometry here. I don't want to affect what we have up here because it's looking okay. Apart from maybe this bit, it looks a bit weird. Yeah, so I don't want to affect any of this. So let's maybe, at least for now, let's do something like that. Yeah, we'll do something like that. And then that will allow us to bring another edge along here and up here too. We see we've got a lot of room for maneuver there, so that's fine. I've just noticed here, I'm just going to quickly snap that vertices. You might not have that problem, but it looks like I've got one missing there. And then we're just going to do the same here. I'm going to grab these two edges and these two edges. And we're just going to do the same again. We're going to grab a target weld here. Let's bring this one up here, over here. You can see that one down here. And then the same over here as well. So we see now that that's brought out, that's given us a nice segment inside there. We've managed to match the geometry along, so let's fill in this gap down here as well. I think what we'll do, I'm just going to pull that so that's nice and straight along there. Okay, that's looking quite nice. So we see what we've done is by bringing that in here, we've matched roughly what we had before. We could have obviously extruded in from these edges here, but it's obviously a lot nicer for us to have this nice smooth inside section as well. And when it comes to smoothing this out, it's going to obviously sit quite nicely for us when the time comes. A few things I want to do first is I do want to insert an edge loop up here. Let's get a bit closer so we can match that. So I want that to be sitting roughly in that same spot. Let's grab these vertices and let's see what we can do to help maintain that shape. Let's get rid of that. So we always want to use whatever we've added inside here to make sure we're maintaining that same shape. Okay, and then let's insert our edge loop here. We want this one obviously to match because this will eventually be one complete rear quarter panel. So let's bring that along there. which will allow us now to help curve that section off, because we know that that is going to curve. Okay. And then let's actually grab that, hold down V, and just make sure we're snapped to that vert so it's sitting there nicely. So you see now that geometry is going to run nicely. We've got a nice indent ready to add our door handle on top, which we'll do a little bit later. Let's think about the windscreen. 1 second, let's have a little look over here. Let's have a look at our reference images. So I'm looking just to see, let's do another search online. I'm looking just to see what it looks like lower than the windscreen. At the bottom of the windscreen, as it tucks under, it looks like it just tucks under with a plastic shroud underneath the actual bonnet here. There's no real indication on the blueprints as to where that starts or what that is, which is always nice. Okay, so I think what we can do is, it looks like it just runs straight underneath. Yeah, so it looks like it runs to about maybe here. And then we've got the shroud where the wiper blades sit. Okay, so let's jump in. What we'll do first is I'm going to grab all these edges that connect all this together. We're going to hit Control E, and we're going to drag, let's go down ever so slightly. The way that windshields work on modern cars is we go down and then we have a lip that comes in, so that the windscreen sits flush, and then we've got a little bit of sealant under there as well. So we're going to pull those down inside there. Then we're going to hit Control E again, and then we're going to pull forward for that lip, so we can see that that's where the glass will actually sit on top of. So let's maybe go something like that. It's not looking too bad. Okay, and now we're going to want to clean this up inside that vertex here. So firstly, we know that this drops a lot further in this lower section. So I'm going to grab all of these lower portions of the windscreen here, and we'll bring them down something like that. We'll maybe want this one here to come up a little bit, and then we'll maybe try and bridge that gap a little bit here. And then we'll just try and get a consistent curve across there, which is fine. At the top here, I'm going to want to grab all of these and pull those down, because we want all of these to kind of be the start of that windscreen shape, because we know the windscreen sits on top, so we want those to be down something like that. And then our middle section here, we'll want to bring that down too. Something like that. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's going to fit perfectly with our existing geometry. I think I must have miscounted as I went through, but that's not a massive problem just now. Let's grab our edge loops, actually, before we do, let's just start our extrusion. So I'm going to grab all of these edges here. I'm going to hit Control E, and I'm just going to pull that out on the world, just something like that. No big deal just now. I'm going to grab my edge loop, and I'm going to drop an edge loop here, fairly close to the edge there, which is fine. And I'm going to grab all of these and hit edit mesh and extract. So take those completely away from the body there. Okay. So let's just center that pivot. Now before I do anything else, let's grab all of these here. I'm going to hold X and make sure that they're snapped into the center. I'm going to do the same down here too. Okay, now because we're going to place the windscreen on top, doesn't really matter that we haven't fully connected up here, hopefully, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to grab the vertices here, and I'm going to select each one. I'm going to snap to this second additional edge that we've added inside here. I think that distance down the side is good, but at the top here, I'd like to be a bit more, so I'm going to turn off my edge transform for my vertices here. Let's start over here, and I just want to get this at a similar distance to what we have going down the side. Apologies if you can hear the construction going on outside. Let's take that up here. So this is the lip where the actual window windscreen sealant will go. Just like that. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's turn that back off and get rid of that. Okay, so let's grab our vertices here. I'm going to hold down V. I'm going to snap that inside there. So again, we're snapping that to this top line. Or the middle line, should I say. Okay. Oops. And then we're going to do the same down here. But what we're actually going to do first is we're going to want to create that kind of shroud where the wipers are going to sit. Something like that potentially. We'll see when we actually get onto our side view. So let's just snap these down here super quick. Okay, and we want to go just on there. Okay, I'll do it now. Alright, let's just make sure we're sitting well down here, so we can see that we actually do need to go, let's grab these furthest ones, something more like that. Instead. So let's grab then, let's jump back onto our edge constraint. And let's pull these to the edge of where that windshield should be. Maybe about here. Let's go something like that. See how that sits. So I'm going to hold V and we're going to move into, I think I've still got constraint on, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so that for the most part's looking good. We are going to add another line in there, so it's not a big deal. We just want to make sure we're not clipping through. Okay, that's okay. So let's grab this glass at the top. Something like that. Let's add another line just here. We'll let that sit as it is down there, but it will allow us just to shore up this top section here. Okay, and then we'll grab a loop across this central section, which will allow us then to pull the windscreen out here. Okay, and we'll just make sure we're looking good curvature wise, which we are. I'm going to do one more low down here, and I'm going to select all the vertices apart from the end too. Actually no, let's take the end one from the end. I'm going to pull just a little bit, then deselect that one from the end and just pull a little bit more. So we're matching that. So we're looking quite good just there. Yep, looking quite good. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so the glass there, that's looking quite nice with the windscreen on. Let's just make a material for it. I'm going to create a new bin. We can darken that down, and then we can add some transparency to that as well. And we can just apply that to our selection there. Sweet. And then when it comes to it, we would actually maybe just darken those off for the trim once we've added the details in and things. So that's looking pretty good. Let's see. So I think we'll probably stop there for today. We've got our windscreen in. In the next episode, we'll continue working down the side. So we'll maybe throw in the window on the side. We'll jump into the window on the back, and then we will think about some details in the rear as well. Alright guys, sweet. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Subscribe to the channel for more videos, and I will see you in the next one.